Hey guys, it's Matt and Tyler from Otis Collection and Design. We're here to show you how to build on the Atty today. So today we're going to be building the Atty on the Otis logo DNA 200 box. Tyler's going to take it away for you.
So first thing, you're going to want to remove that cap, get your supplied Allen key. I recommend undoing the positive, taking that right out. Remove that one plate. Then loosen up the negative post, just enough to fit your lead. Depending if you're using a thicker wire, obviously you're going to want to raise it up a little more. That should be good for what we're using. Right now we're using the definitive coils by
Mark Nicholson.
Mark Nicholson, shout out to Mark, always making the best coils. My process, I flip it upside down, give it a little touch. I like to bend my lead up a little bit so it makes it a little easier. Scoop that through. Once that guy's through there, we're just going to clamp that down. Get her a little centered. Once she's there, I like to bend my leads just so it sits where I want it. Pull that out so I have less distraction. Go this way. Tighten that down. One of the things to keep in mind here, you don't need to fully clamp it and over tighten it. You just need it tight enough to make a connection, firm connection, right there. Good. Take a look at the plate. You don't want it completely on an angle. Just enough to make it just a tight, secure connection. Now we're going to take the other lead, throw it back onto the screw, the plate onto the screw. Place it in the proper direction. Put the Allen key in there, that makes it a little easier. Get it going. I like to adjust the plate, make sure it's in the right way. Twist her down. And before I fully tighten it, I always like to make sure that the coil is sitting in the right place. We've thrown all sorts of different builds in. Some people prefer angled coils. My personal favorite is having it actually sideways. Sideways, so I'll put it like this. Finish clamping this lead.
Guys, also remember that the BF pin is going to stick out a little bit more. One of our design ideas was to have the BF pin come into a closer contact with the coil to make sure that you're not going to get any dry hits. Just keep that in mind when you do install the BF kit.
Now, take this, shift it, it's on a nice angle, sitting at the height that we want. Different heights will give you different experiences. So some people want a hotter vape, I recommend having a little bit higher. I like kind of a medium warm vape, so I put it kind of right parallel to just above the air holes. Alright. Those are good, those are clamped. Take my pliers, my tweezers, lift up these leads. Find that makes it easier to trim them. My clippers, I'm going to clip it nice and close. Also left a little extra room there so you don't have to be as precise. You're not going to get shorts if you leave the lead a little longer. Here. Then we're going to give it a little preheat. It's a 0.4 ohm coil, so I like to preheat them at about 24 watts just to get it started. it. Doesn't need much pinching, but we'll give it a little pinch. There you go, perfect.
Using some cotton bacon today to wick her up.
Cotton bacon. It's a lot of our wick of choice here. I like it nice and fluffy, but at the same time tight, but not too tight. Just the right balance of density in the wick.
We all know how to wick here.
Pull it through, run it back and forth a little bit, get it set, puff up those leads. I'm going to take my scissors. I always like to cut it on an angle. Put it on an angle here. Cut it on an angle here. And I'm going to take my nose. I'm just going to fold this into the deck here. Just make sure, keep in mind the airflow is coming out of here, so you don't want to have that block at your wick. I always just come back in here under the coil, make sure it's poked out, leaving as much room in the deck, especially if you're going to be running the bottom feeder pin. You want to leave that exposed because, as Drew was saying, we made a feature that pin's going to be coming up a little higher to give you direct saturation instead of just to the wicks and up. You're going to get to the coil and the wicks all over. No dry hits on this bad boy. Make it nice and pretty.
Hey guys, we're going to be vaping on Sidelicious Line's Shy Fu. So 70-30.
70-30, nice chai tea flavor, creamy. So always saturate. We recommend to put a little drop on the coil, give it a little pre-fire.
This promotes better wicking.
You just see, this is like basically testing your wick out to see how well it will wick. You can see how I'm only dripping on the coil, but it's spreading out to the far end of the wick. This also helps take away kind of that cotton taste that you might get at the start. Painter on, and then one of my favorite things to do is once it's a little juiced up, I like to clean them up and just make them look extra pretty. One last check, make sure that's not blocking any of the airflow. That should be good. Now just to demonstrate, we're going to juice it right up. That well is almost full. Almost any other Atty I've hit would be Spitback Central right now. Do a little pre-cook, and again that's only at 24 watts with a 0.5 ohm it's coming into now. Throw the cap on. I like the full airflow, but you obviously have the ability to adjust as much as you would like. And now, watts, single coil. Density. I'm just going to turn it up for you guys to show you my ideal. I like to run the single coil at about 38 watts. Again, I do like a pretty warm vape. Yeah, I gotta share 2 watts on it.
To be honest, the airflow is unbelievable on this thing. The flavor is crazy. One thing I forgot to mention before we started building on her is the 510 pin. So we made the 510 pin a tad bit bigger, so you're actually able to pull it in and out based off of the size of or the height of your 510 on your mod. So if your mod's a little bit deeper, you'll be able to pull that back a little bit more and get a better connection. Let's see how this.
One of the most remaining features that a lot of people I think will appreciate. Something that bothers me is all these new tank strippers, whatever it may be, you know, whatever the atomizer is, they're so noisy. This one, you hear me pulling full steam on it. It's a low to try this. I can't wait for you guys to try this. But that's what we recommend. We've got a lot of caps coming out, accessories too. We're gonna give you guys a little preview on. These guys give it a completely different look. They take the height, so I'm gonna show you the different options. This guy, any of you big builders who are proud of your builds, throw this guy on. You get a nice view, you get to see the nice gold clamps, completely slams it, nice wide bore tip, and it truly does give even a different experience.
Obviously for your Ultim craze, you've got the Ultim cap as well as the blackout cap as well available. I like mine a little bit tighter. No whistle, nothing, just a smooth airflow. It's delicious. I like that.
We still haven't re-dripped as you've seen. I'll show you one more time with the black cap. Look at, there's almost no juice there.
Still soaking.
Huge long filled hits, 38 watts, single coil. I know we're biased, but this thing is unbelievable, and I can't wait for all of you to try it. Any more questions, feel free to contact us.
Comment in the section below.
Comments under the section, anything at all. Customer service is our priority. We're here for you guys. We're excited for you to try it, and this is going to be big.
Thanks guys.